Good morning friends, happy Tuesday and welcome to today's video. I don't have classes today, so we're just going to explore the city. Oh my goodness, good afternoon friends. It's like 1:30 and I just got back from going to a few places this morning. I went to a chocolate museum and then to a basilica, but the basilica had like 200 steps to walk up to it and it was like noon when I was doing it, so like it was so hot. I was like so sweaty, it was gross, and then I had to stand in line to get in, but it was really nice. But now we're back at like the hotel and I'm going to go eat some lunch and then cool off a bit, maybe work on my assignment a little bit, and then head out for the afternoon portion of our day. But I did want to show you, I got 2 postcards from each place I went because I think that's what I've been doing. I've been getting a postcard each place that I've gone. So this is the one I grabbed from the chocolate museum and this is the one I grabbed from like the basilica. They're really cute. But it's time to eat lunch and cool off. Hi friends, yesterday I talked about, no, not yesterday, but I mentioned that I was on an IES abroad program in Paris. I said not to travel IES abroad. Let me explain what's been going on. So I have been back and forth with IES in Tulane since March about this program. If you're new around here, I have, well, let's not go into detail because I don't think you guys care about what health conditions I have. I cannot have dairy, milk, dairy, fish, shellfish, tomatoes. Anyway, so we tell them this because the place we're staying at doesn't allow outside food or beverages. And we're like, this is going to be an issue since I can't eat most of the food. And they're like, oh, okay, like, let's see what we can do. They take forever to respond, like months, okay? This is March. I didn't have a plane ticket until June to go to Paris because they couldn't figure this out. They were like, wow, like, place we're staying doesn't allow outside food or beverages. Well, I'm like, well, is there options for me, like, to eat at the place? And they're like, oh yeah, definitely, there'll be options. It's buffet style. I get here, I have no options. I can have breakfast. I can have a baguette and a hard-boiled egg every day for breakfast. Lunch or dinner, I cannot have because it's always fish. I can't have fish. Or to dish with dairy in it. I can't have that either. So I've been telling them this for days. Like, I've contacted someone like almost every day about this to fix it. And they haven't done it. They keep brushing it under the rug like it's not a big deal. And they keep saying, well, we did this, we did this, we did this. But I'm like, but you didn't do the most important thing that I was promised before I booked the plane ticket. Mind you, this plane ticket cost me almost double because I waited so long to book it. So I'm still a little mad about that. So now we've been going back and forth for weeks about this issue. Like, my mom's jumped in because this is unacceptable. So the place we're staying at has like dining dollars, and like we all started with like 400 of them and still had like 300 left because I cannot eat the food. So my mom suggested multiple solutions for them because they couldn't come up with anything. IES literally just sat on their butts and did nothing and just like, oh, sorry, we can't do anything. We did everything we could. First thing my mom suggested was for the chef to make me a special plate, which Tulane has done with more students than this place has right now. And they said that wasn't possible. My mom suggested them getting rid of my dining dollars and turning them into like a stipend, basically, so I don't have to buy my own food every day. They wouldn't do that. I asked to be moved to the hotel, which other students have been moved to, and it has a kitchenette, and I was told no. And they're like, well, we've done all this other stuff. They basically said they got me a single room, they got me a mini fridge, and they got me permission to take outside food. The single room, that's like a part of my accommodations. I've always had a single room. Why is that going to change now? The issue was it was going to cost me an extra $500. And I'm like, I'm not paying an extra $500 for a single room. If you've told me this in March instead of June when I'm supposed to hop on a plane in like a week, it would have been different. But I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, you can put me with a roommate. And they're like, well, like, that's not possible. I'm like, well, I'm not paying $500 for a single mini fridge. It does not get cold. Okay, it doesn't get cold. I mess with the dial. It doesn't get cold. I have medicine that needs to be refrigerated. Like, I have other things that need to be refrigerated. So there's not room for food because my medicine is in it. And their suggestion is for me to either keep medicine at the IES center, which is 20 minutes from here, has restricted hours, and we are in Paris, so we're doing lots of stuff like around the city, so I'm not going to the IES center and it's not open on the weekends. Or they told me to leave it in I don't even know what this dude's job is because she's absolutely useless, but they suggested that I keep food in his room. I'm like, I'm not asking for permission to get food from this dude's room or to get food from the IES center. That's my food. And then I asked to be moved to the hotel that other people have been moved to that has a kitchenette, and I'm told no, because apparently my situation is not considered an emergency. If I consume food that I cannot eat, I will get very sick and end up in the hospital. Tulane and IES, do you really want that on yourselves? So that's my issue with IES. I was lied to, and they don't care about me. They just absolutely don't care. I needed to get that off my chest because they don't care. All they can offer me is, oh, we're sorry. Fix it. Literally, we've given you the race suggestions and you've shut down every one of them. So we're leaving for Nice tomorrow. And like I was told in like April that in Nice I would have access to a fridge, and I don't. We're staying in a hotel that does not have a fridge. My thing is, like, why are you making this more difficult for me? There aren't many places around here that I can eat at. And also, like, you're saying that you're accommodating me, but you're missing my biggest accommodation, which is access to a functioning kitchen. Because one thing about Paris is, I think this was the same in Italy as well, but I had access to a stove and an oven. But they don't have like prepared foods here. Like things involve going in the oven or on the stove, which I don't have access to. And they're saying they met my accommodations when they didn't. Because that's in my accommodations letter from the disability services at Tulane, that I needed access to a functioning refrigerator. Functioning kitchen. Just like a 0 out of 10. And they're just like, really, like, we can't do anything. And then like they come back and talk about, well, if you're not covered by the ADA in France. I'm like, but you're an American company. You're based in Chicago. Like, you're an American company violating the Americans with Disabilities Act, which food allergies fall under. It's not just me who's not having a good experience with IES. Like, there's other people I've talked to. Like, no one is having a good experience with IES. Like, the thing is, I feel like I'm never, like, vocal about things. But if I get vocal about things, then you know something's up. Because I will keep things to myself, but this I'm not keeping to myself, because like if you're thinking about going abroad, do not go through IES. Like, don't do it. Like if you go through anyone, CIEE all the way. Like, I love CIEE, not IES. Don't even consider them. And also, like, if you're a Tulane student, because I know Tulane students watch my videos too, don't even go in the Paris program. Don't do it. Literally, like, go anywhere else. Go to Rome. That program is amazing. Go to Senegal. Go to Stockholm. Go to Dublin. Go anywhere but Paris. Because another thing is, people's stuff is getting stolen out of their rooms because the housekeepers can't be trusted. And if you go to the front desk and tell them, they're like, oh, this is just a recurrent issue. Fix it. Like, I don't understand why, like, they can't fix anything. But doing orientation, they're over here like, oh, like, French don't accommodate to people. You have to accommodate to the French. And I was told that when I was bringing up my dietary restrictions. I'm like, well, I'm not compromising my health to accommodate the French. Absolutely not. So that's kind of like my rant about IES. I just would not personally take them. Just go through CIEE. They're so much better. Literally, they actually care about their students. IES does not. There it is. I needed to provide some context to my point that I made, like the ending of my video like other day, just because I'm like, okay, people are probably confused why I said that. Oh, and then another thing. So mind you, I graduated from Tulane. So I'm really on this because I didn't get to go my sophomore year. So this doesn't really count for anything. And literally, I don't go to Tulane anymore. I'm an alum of Tulane. I go to GW now. But I was trying to leave basically because I'm like, well, I've spent like $500 on food. I have to go out and find food every day. And since the fridge doesn't work, I can't save my leftovers. So I have to go find food every day. And it's been over $500 on food. On food, not even like goods, food. And you guys know I like my shopping, so this is not sitting well with me. It was different in Rome because like we had like nice apartments and like food wasn't included. So in this program, food was included in this program. So that's why I have an issue, because I'm like, well, I'm paying for food that I can't have. Anyway, that's my little rant. But like, obviously, I guess we can like talk more on IES abroad if we have to. All right, guys, that's my context. This is a different side of Cherissa that I know you guys do not see, but I'm about to be starting law school next month. So you know what? It is time for me to like start speaking up and actually not caring what people think about me. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye.